続きまして、エリンこと大石初音さんによります。私は15歳、アンネと希望と私たちの生き方です。大石さん、よろしくお願いします。
希望があるところに人生もある。希望が新しい勇気をもたらし、再び強い気持ちにしてくれるとアンネは言いました。アンネ・フランク、名前を聞いたことがある人は多いと思います。ですが、彼女がどういう人生を送ってきたのか、その人生の中で何を考え、何を感じていたのか、それを知っている人は多くはありません。15歳で亡くなった彼女の感性、そしてその生き方を同じ15歳の私が皆さんにお伝えしたいと思います。それでは聞いてください。My bookshelf in my house is full of novels because of the influence my mother who loves reading. I also love reading and read a lot of books. One of my favorite books is アンネの記憶 written by 小川陽子。It's an explanation book of the diary of Anne Frank. That's why I started having interest in the diary of Anne Frank and read it. After I read this book, I got enraged. A 15-year-old girl who was just same age as me was persecuted by Nazis and had to disappear to live. At the same time, I was fascinated by her strong and positive attitude to live without hope. So, let's unveil Anne Frank's life and her sensitivity is my perspective. Anne Frank was born to a Jewish mother and father on June 12th in 1929 at Frankfurt in Germany. She lived well in her childhood, but Nazis came to power rapidly and anti-Semitism was activated. Then, Anne and her family sought refuge in Amsterdam in the Netherlands. However, World War II started and the Netherlands captured by Germany. Because of that, Jewish people's lives were restricted to live in the Netherlands. In 1942, Anne's older sister got a notice to convene. If she obeys it, she will be sent to a concentration camp. Their father, Otto, decided to escape. The next morning, they moved to his own company building. This is how Anne and her family had their life started, which lasted more than 2 years. Besides the Frank family, some Jewish people also moved there. One Page family and the dentist Mr. Pfeffer. 8 people stayed there together. There were no non-Jewish people who lived in front of Anne's place, and they brought some food for Anne and other inhabitants. Their life was noisy matter. They couldn't open curtains and couldn't go to the toilet all the time. There was not enough food for everyone, and conflicts sometimes happened between heavily restricted life. On the other hand, they found out their happiness from this difficult life. They enjoyed celebrating Jewish ceremonies, or each other's birthdays, and spent life cheerfully. On August 4th, in 1944, their hideout life came to a sudden end. Nazi SS troops came into Anne's hideout building. Anne and other inhabitants were spending a silent morning like as always. But all of them were found and were sent to the concentration camp. Also, 2 people who saboted them were arrested. After a while, Anne and her sister Margot got to other concentration camps. In 1945 February, Anne passed away because of typhoid fever. Anne's father was the only person who survived World War II. When Anne was 13 years old, her father gave her a diary as her birthday present. While she stayed in hideout, she wrote a diary about her life or what she felt. This is known as the Diary of Anne Frank. It's just a diary that a 15-year-old kept for 2 years. I was wondering why this diary is widely read. Of course, her life of persecution and Jewish living in hiding place is one of the reasons to read. But I think it was because she was just 15 years old. But she already knew what is right and wrong. Also, she has her way of thinking, and she could express with her words. In her diary, Anne wrote to Kitty, who is her fictional character. It looks like Anne is talking to herself. I think she maintained her balance by talking to herself unconsciously to live her difficult life. Reading the diary on the front, I was surprised at her sensitivity again and again. Inside the diary, Anne saw things in a positive way, no matter what circumstances she had. For example, I keep my eyelids because in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. Think of all the beauty, stay left and be happy. Like this, her word expressed her way of positive thinking. It was truly surprising and inspiring for me that a just 15 years old girl had hope for others and the future. Also, she was able to find happiness in her ordinary life. Before I read the diary on the front, I thought she was a tragic girl who was a victim of a turbulent time. However, I was so surprised because it was a girl as my age describing her daily life with her words and sensibility, and not so much information about tragedy. In her diary, I felt her strong and lovely character, who kept holding hope for her future and finding happiness from her ordinary days. Just a 15-year-old girl could do that. I learned having hope makes us possible. The diary on the front. I think there is sometimes despite time or a motivated time in your lives. If you face this feeling, please remember the possibility in your mind and try to find the silver lining in your daily lives. 希望があるところに人生がある。Thank you for listening.
Erin, thank you for your very passionate speech about Anne Frank. Actually, I have never read the Diary of Anne Frank, but in America it's common for students to read it as part of class in school. And after hearing your speech now, I really want to read it too. And I didn't know, I was surprised, like you were surprised, that she didn't write about a lot of tragic things. I was surprised to hear that she was so positive and that she always held out hope, even though her situation was very stressful and obviously very dangerous. But that's a very important message. Of course, it's very hard when things are so bad to have hope. But if you don't have hope, you can never make anything better. And it's a very important thing to remember. So thank you for sharing that message with us.
Thank you.
学院長コメントお願いします。
エリンの今日のスピーチを聞きながらですね、新しい発見が僕もあったんですけど、15歳の女の子が今アンデリー先生が言ったように日記の中に自分の苦しさとか悲劇とかそういうのあんま書いてないんですよね。でそれをふっと考えたらアイシュビッツに入れられるわけでも何でもない15歳の今若い子供たちがいっぱい日記にすごい苦しいことを書いてますよね。だからやっぱり僕ら大人がひょっとしたら15歳の人たちをとんでもないところに押し込めて無理やりに何かさせてるんじゃないかなと。これアイシュビッツと一緒じゃん。反省しろよ大人たちって君が僕らに言ってるようなそんな気がしました。ありがとうございます。